Disc, black cap is Try It Alone, and behind him in the blue, red and white hoops with a red cap is Woodland Firefly. Then in the blue and black quartered colors comes Brooks Law, followed by the yellow with the black T on the back, the black sleeves and green cap of Golden Singer, then the cerise with the black cap of Mrs. Giddy. The next to come out with the burgundy with the light blue sash and sleeves and the burgundy cap is Cywell. The next to appear on the course in the blue with the red sash, epaulets and quartered cap is Nip Nose. Then in the grey with the yellow hoop, yellow sleeves and the yellow cap is Ballymoran. Then the only grey in the race, this one in the green and yellow quartered colours, is Bleethwood. And behind Bleethwood in the navy blue with the white cross belts and the quartered cap is Volman. 10 run for this adjacent hunts race. 10 run for this adjacent hunts as they make their way towards the first. And among the first to show is Golden Singer and Cywell, and just behind these come Woodland Firefly and Ballymoran, then Mrs. Giddy, followed by Volman. Along the inside is Nip Nose, then following these is the grey Bleethwood. And the two back markers in the early stages, Try It Alone and Brooks Law. So rounding the turn and swinging into the home straight and approaching fence number 3. Golden Singer, the first to touch down over that one. From Cywell on the outside, Ballymoran along the inner. These three are followed by Mrs. Giddy and Woodland Firefly. And a bad mistake there by Cywell, but recovers well. So as they continue to race uphill towards the winning post for the first time, little to choose there between Golden Singer and Ballymoran along the inside. Then comes Cywell, and following these in 4th place comes Mrs. Giddy, then Woodland Firefly. Volman comes next and Nip gets ahead of them as they race towards the open ditch. Golden Singer and Cywell. Cywell going up to join Golden Singer along the outside as they approach this ditch. Ballymoran along the inner, then comes Mrs. Giddy. They're the first 4 over, and they're followed by Woodland Firefly and Nip Nose and Volman. And towards the rear are Bleethwood and Brooks Law. And all over the next, as they make their way now towards the top of the hill. And as they race round the turn, Ballymoran now on the inside with the fractional advantage over Golden Singer in 2nd, then a gap of 4 lengths before we pick up Mrs. Giddy in 3rd. A similar distance in 4th is Cywell. Then comes Woodland Firefly, Volman, Bleethwood, then Nip Nose towards the inner, Try It Alone, and the back marker, Brooks Law. So heading towards the next, another plain fence. And as they come to it, on the inside is Ballymoran, in the centre of the course is Golden Singer, and just in behind these come Mrs. Giddy and Cywell, and then comes Woodland Firefly, Volman, Bleethwood, Try It Alone, Nip Nose, and finally Brooks Law. Long run now down this hill. Golden Singer back in the lead, but only by about a length from Ballymoran. Then comes Mrs. Giddy and Volman, and these are followed by Woodland Firefly and Bleethwood. Try It Alone on the inside. Then comes Nip Nose and finally Brooks Law. As the pace increases as they run down into the dip and head towards fence number 8. Golden Singer just about to jump it in the lead from Ballymoran on the inside. Then comes Mrs. Giddy in third. These are followed by Volman and Sywell, these two sharing fourth berth, and just in behind these come Woodland Firefly, Bleathwood, Try It Alone, Nip Nose and Brooks Law as they head now towards the cross fence. And Ballymoran now the new leader by a length from Golden Singer over this one. Then comes Mrs. Giddy over in third. And then three horses in a line, Woodland Firefly on the inside, Sywell on the outer, and between these two comes Volman as they level up to the first of these fences before the winning post, the first of the two of them. Ballymoran along the inside from Golden Singer, Mrs. Giddy, then Woodland Firefly, and behind Woodland Firefly is Volman and Sywell, and Try It Alone creeping up on the inside. Then comes Bleathwood, Nip Nose, and still the back marker is Brooks Law as they make their way towards the winning post before setting out on the final circuit. Ballymoran and Stephen West by a couple of lengths from Golden Singer and Mandy Turner in second. Then comes Mrs. Giddy third, and these three are a couple of lengths clear of Woodland Firefly and Try It Alone. And behind Try It Alone is Volman as they race now to the open ditch for the second and final time, or the third and final time. Ballymoran over in the lead from Golden Singer and Mrs. Giddy. Try It Alone getting closer to these leaders and moves up on the outside as they jump the 13th, the plain fence. The two back markers now are Sywell and Brooks Law. So once again as they race round the top turn, Ballymoran, the leader from Try It Alone now, who moves into second place. Just in third is Woodland Firefly. Then comes Golden Singer, followed by Mrs. Giddy, Volman, Bleathwood, Nip Nose, and tailed off comes Brooks Law, and now last of all is Sywell. Racing through the dip and approaching the next. Ballymoran along the inside from Try It Alone, and Mrs. Giddy on the outer, and the Woodland Firefly's gone there. So as they continue to run downhill, Mrs. Giddy now it is who takes them along from Golden Singer, Try It Alone and Ballymoran, and Volman making good ground up on the outside. These five horses have drawn 4 lengths clear of Bleathwood. Then comes Nip Nose as the pace quickens. Sywell is being pulled up. So they continue to run downhill. Try It Alone, Golden Singer, Mrs. Giddy, Ballymoran and Volman, those are the 5 leaders ahead of Bleathwood and Nip Nose. As they approach the dip and the next fence, Try It Alone, just the leader from Mrs. Giddy, then comes Volman, and these are the 3 leaders being chased all the time by Golden Singer and Ballymoran. And these have drawn clear of Bleathwood and Brooks Law as they race towards the cross fence. This will be the third last. And it's Try It Alone and Philip Schofield, just the leader, being pressed all the time by Mrs. Giddy on the outside. As they come to it, Try It Alone, Mrs. Giddy, Ballymoran, Volman in 4th, Golden Singer 5 and Bleathwood 6. As they race round the final turn and approach the 17th and penultimate, Try It Alone along the inside of Mrs. Giddy. These two locked together. Ballymoran is unshipped there. And that leaves Volman in 3rd place. Golden Singer comes next and then Bleathwood. But over the last, and very little to choose between them. Try It Alone now, perhaps the going ahead of Mrs. Giddy as they race to the line. This could be one for Philip Schofield, the champion, as they race to the line. Try It Alone from Mrs. Giddy and Volman, followed home by Golden Singer. Finished well. Finished well.
Come on. Well done, Don. Oh my God.
I thought you were shitty tight. Thank you, mate. I thought that shitty tight, you know, was the matter.
I'm shit on that. Stand by the horse. Hold it
21. Call. Number 20, Drew and Dave. Overridden by Mr. Phil Henderson. 20, 21. All horses carrying 12, 7 with exception of 19 and 20. The two mares carrying £5, carrying 12 to 1 apiece.
Yesterday.